Hi, we're Greg and Carol. We had an appointment scheduled for December for Greg's mini mental state exam, and an opening came up earlier, so we were able to go ahead and get him in just last week. It's not as thorough as the MOCA, the Montreal, which the doctor told us ahead of time. It was very similar, but the thing is, he passed it also. But this is my question. Okay, you can sit down with Greg and talk to him, and he can answer you. Sometimes, it really depends on the day, but sometimes he takes a little longer to answer you, and then sometimes he has to like stare at your lips to make sure he understands what you're saying. But he can answer. The best I can liken it to is there's book smarts and street smarts. And in my opinion, the Montreal and the mini mental state exam, they're dealing more with what I'm going to call book smarts, because they're asking him questions. And they're valid questions, like, do you know what the date is? Things like that. But Greg's problem is mostly in the physical, and I'm going to call that street smarts. He's losing his street smarts faster than the book smarts, because he is losing his mental capacity with cognitive decline. He is, but it's the physical that's going faster. I don't want to get into a lot of the details with it because it's a little personal, bathroom wise, we'll say. You can fill in the blanks, but he's having difficulties there, and it's becoming more aggressive. As I've told you before, he can't walk anymore. His transfers are becoming worse. They're sloppy and they're dangerous, his transfers. So I have to be right there with him, ready to
assist.
Nicely, yeah. But if he starts to teeter one way or the other, I have to be able to like push him basically the other way. He's a big man. I can't like catch him, but I can like push him in the direction he needs to go without causing injury. So I see what the doctors are saying as far as where he is mentally, and I guess Alzheimer's and dementia deal mostly with that. But my thinking is, but the brain is the part of the body that sends the function or the message to everything else to carry out the functions. And if the brain's not sending out those messages correctly or at all, that would be decline to me. So I'm still trying to, work my head around it as to how this all works. I tell you, you get an education as a caregiver, you do. Now, I would like to point something out for people who are starting to go through this. Greg used to say, well, he still does, I don't feel right. Something is off. I can't describe it, but something's not right. And he would say that on a regular basis, not, like clockwork, but he'd just wake up and he'd feel that way. I think I'm figuring out what that is. I think when he's saying that is when he's slipping, when he's starting to slide and get worse. Because I can watch whenever he's saying that, a couple days later, something in his body is functioning less. So if they ever start saying, well, I shouldn't say that. For Greg, whenever he starts saying, something's just not right, I don't feel right today, I know we've taken another step down. I tell you, this is an adventure.
Yes.
Not one I would sign up for again.
Yeah, because today I'm feeling really, really good. And I do have those days where I'm feeling good. Everything's working the way it should, closely.
Yeah. Greg is reaching the point, and we actually might be there, but I wanted to take him to breakfast one more time at least. He's starting to get to the point where he's not going to be able to go out anymore for fun, to go out to dinner, to go to events. He never really went to events, but like he enjoyed going to our grandchildren's soccer games, baseball, stuff like that, and he'd sit in the car and watch. But he's getting to the point now where
You just can't.
he can't, mainly because
A bathroom.
yeah, he no longer feels the urgency. It's upon him before he realizes, and that I can't deal with that, not mentally but physically. I can't take care of that need when we're out in public. And so yeah, he could wear a diaper. My sister and brother-in-law are coming up in a couple weeks, so I was trying to explain this to her, and she was like, well, can't he just wear a diaper? Well, he can, but I can't take him in the bathroom and, you know, take care of what he needs if it happens. And also, do you want him to have to sit there in a smell that if it occurs? We don't know that it will, but it's just not right to ask him to go through that. I don't like that he's not going to be able to go out as much. Like I said, we were really like taking a chance, crossing our fingers today to take him to breakfast, but I wanted to take him at least one more time because I know he enjoys it. And I wanted you to have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we, I think, have reached another
Milestone.
well, I always thought of milestones
Plateau.
as being good. Plateaus, I kind of thought.
Step on the ladder down.
Yeah, we're going to have to come up with a word for this downward trip. So,
Another step toward the basement.
okay. So, main points today is he did take the test. It's still showing he's where he is. His mental is going downhill, just not as fast as his physical. And that's just the ride we're on. Take care of your health. I think a lot of this comes from his diabetes. I've heard rumor that actually Alzheimer is considered diabetes 3. I don't think that it's official, but I've heard like murmurings that that's what they're thinking, and I can see that. Greg's had diabetes a long time, and let's face it, he didn't take care of it as well as he should have. Would you agree?
That's true.
So, could we have avoided this? I don't know that we could have avoided it. I think we could have
Prolonged it.
yes, for several years. But that's not the way we rolled, and now we have the consequences of his actions. So, that's where we are. So we have to deal with what we have at the present. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to give you that update and a little insight if we had it. I'll try and keep you up to date. So if I do any videos without Greg, it's because he's going to be extremely limited on how often he can go in the car. I'm going to try and keep him going in the car for doctor's appointments. I am going to try and get as many video doctor appointments as possible, but the ones that he really has to be there in person, I'm going to try and keep taking him in the car as long as I can. I'll probably sneak the videos in on those days for updates. We might start doing a few from home. We'll see. But yes, we have reached another plateau, but it was a downward plateau. All right, we will talk to you later. Bye.